Hey, so I just wanted to jump on because I was out walking my dog and I had, like this like string of thoughts that came through my mind, and I was like, well, let me share it with everybody because I thought it was like probably pretty relevant to the way a lot of us work today or think today. And basically, I'm just gonna kind of like touch on this like topic of change because I was walking my dog, reflecting on a conversation that I had with someone, and they said, "Well, you would never normally do that." And my response to them was, "I don't have a normal, right? Like I don't have a thing that I normally do. I react to the situation, and based on the information, and whatever, I make my decision, and it has to feel good to me, and that's like the only thing that I can really go off of. I mean, obviously, like morals and ethics and all that kind of stuff, right? But at the end of the day, like, how can you tell me what I would normally do? And it kind of just like went back to this like time, right? And they're like, well, you used to say X or Y, and I'm like, well, I mean, in 2010, like was 9 years ago, right? Like I've changed, and I'm very sad if you haven't. And I think it's really important to kind of like focus on that for a second, right? Because we are changing every day, or at least hopefully, like God willing, we are changing every day. Because if we're not changing, then we're stuck in the same place and we're not growing, and we're not finding success, and we're just complacent and we're stagnant. So I wanted to just like say and get it off my chest that, well, I hope you're changing. I really hope you're changing. And I hope that you never compare yourself to the person that you were yesterday, 5 days ago, 5 years ago, whenever. Because you know what? Who I was in 2008, 9, 10, 15 is like for sure not the same person, because I've grown, I've achieved, I've learned, right? Like you can compare yourself. Let's talk about a diet for a second, right? So we hear people all the time who are like, oh my gosh, when I was 18, I used to wear this size, and oh my gosh, my, hair looked like this, and, whatever. When you were 18, great. But when you were 18, did you achieve the things that you've achieved now? Like, when you were 18, had you, I don't know, ran a marathon? Were you doing a high intensity workout 4 days a week? Had you carried a child? Like, how have you changed? How have you grown since then? Why would you compare yourself to somebody that you're obviously never going to be again, right? You're never going to be 18 again. So why would you use that as a marker of what you want to be? It's a miserable thought process, in my personal opinion. I think, like, it's great to look back and be like, oh my gosh, when I was 18, I was, so cute and, silly and free spirited and, whatever, because we were kids, we were 18. But within the same breath, like, talk about what you've achieved to this point and be like, you know what, I'm such a strong person. I've grown so much. Like, look at the achievements that I've added to my resume. Like, look at, what a wonderful family I have and what a wonderful mother I am. Or look at these beautiful puppy dogs that I have. Like, whatever it is, make sure that when you are setting a goal for yourself, you're taking into consideration the path that you have been on to get to the place that you are now. Failures and successes, right? Because they're both so important. Your failures have taught you what never to do again, and how to improve. And your achievements are, mile markers and milestones of what you're capable of, and will help push you to the next level. So just, take it with a grain of salt. It's obviously like my opinion, and my opinion is mine, and you do whatever you want with it. You can think that it sucks if that's what you feel. Like, I'm fine with that. But I do hope that, like, a little bit you can relate to that, and that you can apply that to the next time that you find yourself in a place of comparison, and or goal planning. Just take that little bit of love that I'm putting out there in the world for you, right? Like, you're a strong person, you've achieved so much, and you have such a long road ahead of you, full of achievements. So don't allow something that you cannot be again hold you back from being what you should be.